smile for them. Hola, it's Avi coming back to you with another video. And I have Ava here with me as well. She is knocked. She is knocked out. Say hi. Or not. We are 3 weeks old. So she is 3 weeks, actually 3 weeks old today, and I'm 3 weeks postpartum. So, but today is going to be my last update video, and I don't have a bump to show. Actually I might. We'll see. I have to search through the archives. Actually, I'll show a bump date from, it'll actually be like a bump video from my last workout 2 days before I went into labor. So but this is the 37 week update. It's only 37 because I went into labor at 38 weeks and 1 day. I was not induced. I was not, it was not a C-section. My body went into labor on its own at 38 weeks 1 day. So, and this is my first child, just for a little insight. So let's get into it. I did write down all of the symptoms that I had. You gonna look cute this whole time? You gonna look this cute? Here we go, 37 weeks. Baby was the size of a winter melon. Yeah, a winter melon, not sure. I've never even had a winter melon before. It looks like a watermelon, but lighter in color, I think. And as far as my weight, at 38 weeks, I did have an appointment, and I was 151.1 pounds. And so my total weight gain for this pregnancy was 22 pounds. As far as symptoms go, in 37 weeks, I had back pain. So just like a lower like back ache, but not like with contractions or anything like that. I did have Braxton Hicks contractions during 37 weeks. I had a lot of mucousy discharge. It wasn't like huge clumps of it, just like every time I wiped, there would be some type of mucus discharge there. On Monday, actually, on the Monday, which was 37 weeks, 6 days, I did have a lot of mucus that day. During that week, I went to the bathroom, like every 2 seconds, it felt like, but nothing would come out. Like, you know how you just go to the bathroom, like you feel the urge to go to the bathroom, you go, but nothing, like, literally nothing comes out. Like, it's like air. And I was getting so irritated. Like, I felt the urge that I felt like I had a waterfall in me, but I would go to the bathroom and just nothing. Or it'll be a little trickle. Really, that's it. But not knowing that her head probably was just pushing, really like pushing on my bladder, basically. So that's why that happened. Let's see, I had continued swelling. So I had some swelling in my like in my feet. I didn't have swelling anywhere else. Like, it was just my ankles and my feet, and it wasn't bad. Like, I'm the only one who could see the swelling. I think I sent a picture to my sister and she could see it a little bit as well. But as far as noticeable swelling, like to other people, it wasn't noticeable, but to me it was. Because I mean, I see my ankles every day, and they was looking like some thankles is what Lido calls them, thick ankles. So I had lots of pressure during 37 weeks. So lots of pressure down there, just feeling like she had dropped, basically. And I had a video, I think there was a video that I had posted right before then, that she had dropped, and I was asking you guys' opinion. But lots of pressure. That weekend I had decreased movement, so I felt like she wasn't moving as much, not knowing that she had dropped, and she was getting to a point where she didn't really have any space to move, and so I wasn't feeling her move as much. I'm not sure if that, like, if my placenta maybe was in the way of me feeling her kicks, because I did have an anterior anterior placenta at one point, where the placenta was like in the front of my belly, making it, which would make it hard for me to feel her kicks in the front of my belly. So I really didn't feel a lot of kicks. I felt mostly rolls from her. So this is the top of my belly, this is the middle, is the belly button, and then down here you know, would be the bottom of my uterus. So when I used to feel her kicks or her rolls, they would be at the top of my belly. When I was feeling the decreased movement but still movement, it was like down here. So I know she had dropped because she was like near my belly button. Like the top of her was near my belly button, which the top of her would have been her butt because she was head down. So her butt was near my belly button, so I know she had dropped at a certain point in 37 weeks. I was getting a little concerned that she wasn't moving as much. Like it would take her a longer time to get to that 10 kicks in 2 hours. So when usually she would get it in like 15 minutes. Also, I had shooting pains down my leg that brought me to my knees. Like, it was like somebody had, like, I don't know, like stabbed me in the thigh or something like that. No, it like started in the butt, and it would shoot down to my left thigh. It was like somebody just stabbed me in the butt and was like, yeah, that sounds very dramatic. Probably not that painful, but it just felt like a stabbing pain down my leg, and it would bring me to my knees because like my leg would go numb basically. So you know, sciatic nerve. You know, she probably was just in the, like her head was probably pressing on a nerve basically. After that, we probably get into symptoms I had before labor. So symptoms I had before labor were on Monday. This is crazy because usually the day of my first, like the day of cycle day 1, I always, never fail, get a headache. And so on Monday, before she was born, she's born on Wednesday, I got a headache and it wouldn't go away. So the headache started when after I ate breakfast that day. So around 9 o'clock, around 1 o'clock, it still was there. So I went to the store. I went to CVS because I donated my blood pressure cuff to the church. So I went to CVS to get a new one, got a blood pressure cuff and got some dark chocolate. Came home, ate the dark chocolate and took my blood pressure. My blood pressure was fine. It was like 112/80 or something like that. So it was nice and low, nice and normal basically. And so I was like, what is going on? So I actually called my midwife, the answering service before I took my after I took my blood pressure, just to let them know that I was like having this headache and I wasn't sure what was going on. So they said, yeah, continue to take your blood pressure, and then take some Tylenol. I took a Tylenol. I actually took 2 Tylenol that day. So I took a Tylenol, and it was around probably like 3 o'clock. Then I took a Tylenol before I went to bed. So the Tylenol did help. The next day, headache was gone. Then that next day, it was Tuesday, I had like this watery discharge, and actually it had been going on throughout the week or throughout the weekend. I don't know if it was going on throughout the week, but I had a watery discharge. At this point, I was 38 weeks even. I had this watery discharge. I had an appointment that day, so I wasn't like, you know, too pressed to call. And so when I went in, I just let them know that I had this watery discharge. And that's when she had checked me with the speculum to see if my water had broke. And they said no, my water hadn't broke at that time. That was Tuesday. My water hadn't broke. They said I probably just peed on myself, basically. And just not known it. But that's okay. Like 24 hours before I gave birth is when I had 2 bowel movements in one day, and I think that was Wednesday. I had 2 bowel movements. I never, like, I'm good to have 1 bowel movement, but I had 2, and one was looser than the other. And actually, that was on Yeah, that was on Wednesday. So I had 2 bowel movements in one day, and one was looser than the other, which was really weird for me. So that was another symptom that I had before labor. They say like diarrhea is a symptom before labor. So I had the headaches, diarrhea. The week before, I actually did have flu-like symptoms as well. So they say that sometimes that can be a symptom. And then the last, I guess, symptom before labor I had was my water broke. So my water broke on Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. and she was born at 3:05 p.m. We got to the hospital just in time. I was 10 centimeters dilated. We got to the hospital around 2 o'clock, and they found out I was 10 centimeters around like 2:25, 2:30, and then I had her at 3:05. So she is just so precious. Yes, you are. Just looking like your daddy. You looking real chocolate compared to your pale mother. You gonna open your eyes for them? Are you gonna open your eyes? Mommy, why are you waking me up? Sorry, my bad. You just gonna do that one? Yeah. You gonna smile for them? She still can't fit like any newborn clothes yet. She's 3 weeks old. And she's like drowning in her newborn clothes. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Look how much space you have. Look how much space you have in that clothes. And I went to the store and couldn't find anything preemie. Are you ready to wake up? Around 9 o'clock, she's like woke. Hashtag woke, because 9 o'clock in the evening. Girl, you need to be woke at 9 a.m. How about that? How about that? All right. I will insert my bump video. This is the day before I went into labor. I did a 30-minute walk because I was slowing down my workouts. I was doing 3 times a week instead of 6. And that started like the week before. Maybe my body knew that it needed to rest for a bit before I went into labor. But that Monday I did work out, and I did a kickboxing workout with my fit group that I'm in. So I will insert a clip from that. I probably look like a whale trying to kickbox, but just imagine a whale kickboxing. That's me. Here we go. I'll talk to you guys in another video. Bye.
As you chop the thigh. Yep. Yes? Joel says yes. Are you? Nice. Everything turns. Turn. Turn and push through the hips. Turn up a notch. So, now's the time to turn up your intensity. Add a little explosive power. Drive through the hip. Fire through your core.